Hey Internet, this is Fiona Gilbert, and today I feel like it's a huge Ask Me Anything Friday. The question today is, how do I not pass on my bad relationship with food to my kids? Oh my God, I wish I had the answer for you. I wish I had a 3-step program and do this, and it'll be fine. But it is so much more complicated than your relationship with food. We have a 24-year-old, a 23-year-old, and a 21-year-old. And I can tell you that all three of them have very different relationships with food. All three of them have had a really up and down about how they feel about their bodies and how they are going to eat and how much weight they put on and how much weight they don't put on and how skinny they are. And scarily enough, a lot of it has very little to do with us, unfortunately. It has a lot to do with what they're exposed to and their friends, and it's tough. It is really, really, really tough. The best thing I can tell you to do is to teach them that there's no such thing as good foods and bad foods. There are proteins and there are carbs and there are fats and then there's sugar. And you want to get your proteins and your veggies in, and then you can have your unprocessed carbs, and then you can have all the dessert you want after that, because hopefully by then you're really, really full. Also, with kids, especially when they're younger and they're school aged, you're working with the school system and you're working with school schedules. So a lot of people tell me, the kids really struggle with breakfast, or their kids really struggle with this meal or that meal. And the instinct when they don't have those schedules is let them eat when they want, because they then become attuned to their bodies with, am I hungry? If I'm hungry, do I have access to food? Oh, you have food. So you don't go through the starvation, can I eat cycle. But I also do understand the reality of life, and the reality of life is that we are on a schedule. So this is a very, very tough question. I will tell you about my eldest daughter, and she called me last week and she says, Mama, can I get the recipe for this? And I'm like, why do you need the recipe for this? You don't eat that. And she goes, well, I miss it now that you don't make it for me. I miss it now that I'm not at home. And that really made my day. But she was the kid that we struggled most with food. When you see her, she's this, she's Instagram ready. She's super cute. She's way slender. She probably could put on a few pounds. But she went through the stage where she was a kid who played, and she turned 12 and she was going through puberty, and suddenly she felt fat, and she did carry, she was a little rounder, but that's what they're supposed to look like at puberty. And apparently kids made fun of her at school, and she stopped eating, and she was really careful about what she ate and what she didn't eat. And I think she spent about 2 years of her life really convinced that I was trying to make her fat by making her eat protein and fat, and have a balanced meal. So then now she's at the other end of that, and she's going to be 24 in 2 months, and she's gorgeous, and she's still, she's realized that food is not her enemy. Food is not a bad thing. Food is not a good thing. Food is food, and she should get enjoyment from it, because we do. One of the other things we also did at the house was, you don't have to like it, you just have to try it. And part of that was everybody got to pick a meal that they liked, that we fixed once a week. So, you would go through on a cycle, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, everyone took a turn of picking it, what they wanted to eat. And if somebody else didn't like it, well, you just had to wait for your turn until you got your special food and your special whatever that maybe someone else doesn't like. But you had to have protein, and it didn't have to be meat protein. You just had to have a high protein meal. Protein followed by vegetables or fiber, and then you had an unprocessed carb, and then you could have your sweets. And we did that for years, and for the most part, I think, at the end of the day, it kind of worked out well, because the kids are still alive. They don't hate us too much. And I'm just really, we all hope that we don't pass on our bad habits to our kids, and we don't pass on things that make us neurotic to our kids. But the fact that you're thinking about it, and if you really are personally struggling with your relationship with food, message me. We can help. Even if it's not me, I can put you in contact with someone that's close to you who can help you through what you're going through. Because the reality is, it's not just our kids. We are going to have grandkids and the other people that we influence in the world around us. So enjoy it. Enjoy food. Enjoy what we have right now. And till next Friday, I'll talk to you then. Bye-bye.